In series like Metroid and Zelda, we are just expected to suspend our disbelief when they start the next mission and have nothing but the clothes or power suit on their back. Nintendo is a company that doesn't care much about overarching story or lore. But Capcom is a different story. Each Street Fighter and Resident Evil survivor has an elaborate backstory you could miss. So, are there official or logical reasons each Mega Man has to replace their armory every month? Classic Mega Man, there is nothing official unless you count some of the mangas and comics where Mega Man consciously deletes his armory, because he's a pacifist. The thing is, these comics are full of some wild things that often clash with canon. Plus, I find it very strange Mega Man would delete his non-combat abilities, or pet support functions. So at least those still needed an explanation. Rush Coil could come in handy if Rock wants to help get a cat out of a tree, or rescue people from a blazing building. Even shield weapons would be a little strange for him to delete over pacifism. The most likely explanation is one we know very well: compatibility issues. We know Mega Man is occasionally upgraded, and new functionalities are developed for his pets. It makes perfect sense that some of these upgrades are incompatible with older weaponry and utility functions. So the games where he starts with a rush ability or other utility, while he just happened to cause trouble after Dr. Light had already restored those functionalities. The other games, the doctors are working on those while Mega Man is hunting down his corrupted brethren. Then of course, Proto Man's shield. He was just borrowing that. Though it is entirely optional, the energy balancer reappearing in Dr. Light's shop also indicates a possible compatibility issue there. It's likely a similar story for Battle Network and maybe Star Force to an extent. In one of the games, the Navicust returns under the guise of being upgraded to be compatible with the newest PET. You may have missed it, but starting in Battle Network 3, every main series game has a completely new PET. And 1 and 2, while looking similar, may also be different considering the network transmission PET resembles the one in 3, but takes place before 2, so it's a similar situation. Like when you get a new phone and old apps may no longer work. If you get a new PET so you can access the next-gen internet, your chips and HP memories, even the money you put on it, may not be compatible, perhaps by design. That's corporate capitalism for you. Battle Network does seem pretty dystopian, if you think about it. Something with a canon explanation are blue and purple mystery data. One of the phone games reveals that the government places mystery data as a social program to support the public in growing strong enough to handle viruses. One of the phone games also explains why Mega Man is on so many chip icons, at least going forward. He can become a famous celebrity in a series of side quests. Styles and souls may also fall into this, or they might fade since they are data mutations or exchanges. Star Force even more radically changes technology with each game, taking you from the ultimate smartwatch to a smartphone to a projector device. So I think it makes perfect sense that you might lose your cards, HP memories, and link abilities when you upgrade. Considering the satellite admins hijack their satellites and leave, the Star Force ability likely relied on connecting to their servers. Without the OO part in Omegasys's belly, that power likely faded. The only thing Mega Man loses that might not be explained are Omegasys's weapons. I suppose the upgrade might delete them if they are actually meant for navies or wizards, and still placed by the government. Otherwise, Omegasys is pretty rambunctious, and I could see him wandering off in peacetimes and losing them while going buck wild. And that's all kind of funny to me, so I like to think he just struggles with losing his stuff. Now X, I could see deleting his arsenal with how flanderized he got.
This is our chance. Red Alert has caused us far too much trouble.
How can you say that? If we fight, we'll fall right into their hands. We can't allow this madness to continue.
I know what you mean, X. But we can't talk them out of this. Sometimes fighting is the only choice.
That's quite enough! You need to back off and pay the dues for your crimes!
But I don't see Zero voluntarily getting rid of his combat experience, except maybe after Iris dies. I don't think upgrades explain X or Zero though. Since they are supposed to be so complex, it takes decades for anyone to make much progress analyzing or tweaking their systems. However, their bodies function by using a digital DNA system, so it may be like Battle Network Souls, where absorbed combat data fades with time or disuse. It is implied months, years, or decades separate some of the X games, so there certainly is time. This would also be the case for Axel, who also uses DNA, and seems to have a small memory only large enough to contain one alternate form, at least initially. As far as armors go, they may behave similarly. I've seen some fan theories suggesting they decay, and it's only with Alia's breakthroughs in understanding X's design that they can be retained or recreated, considering the 4th armor lost ability so longer was brought back. For sub-tanks, I could see X donating those to junior hunters who may be using or losing them. When we get to Zero, everything still applies except for Cyber Elf abilities. But I'm pretty sure the canon is that Zero never uses a Cyber Elf until Zero 4's Permanent Elf, so he probably just turned them over. There's even almost a year between each game, since Seal is supposed to be 14 in the first game and about 17 at the end of Zero 4. ZX has a new protagonist in each game, so there's nothing to explain. Well, actually the original protagonist returns in ZX Advent and is missing all their stuff. But we have an official explanation. They left all their stuff with Seal to analyze, and she let it get stolen by Albert to give to his chosen ones. Good job, Seal. Mega Man Legends also provides a canon answer to why Mega Man starts every game owning nothing. Roll sells all his stuff to remodel the Flutter.
I'm really sorry, Mega Man. I needed to upgrade the Flutter. I'm afraid I sold all your equipment. Please forgive me.
Thanks, Roll. You slap Mega Man to game over and sell his possessions. That's it, I'm Tron X Mega Man. Do these explanations make sense to you, or are there other explanations you think fit better? Or some obscure comics explanation you like? Let me know in the comments and let's have a discussion.